Bonjour to both of you.
Hello.
And so I'll let you present your project. Again, this is Pistes Solidaires, and I'm going to start by letting you introduce yourself and explain what you're going to talk about today.
Yeah, okay. So I'm Mathieu Deck. I'm the executive director of Pistes Solidaires. I'm going to say a few words maybe about the organization so that you know where we are talking from, who we are. And then with Magali, we will present you a little bit more about the initiative European Volunteers for the Environment. So first, Pistes Solidaires. Pistes Solidaires is an association whose aim is to bring Europe closer to people and develop their European citizenship. We are a non-formal education body. We are based in the southwest of France, and we develop a lot of activities using experiential learning, so-called learning by doing. And we develop a lot of innovative learning methods. We use digital, we use gamified approaches so that we can bring learners we work with new ways of learning. In particular, we work a lot with young people, but not only. What we aim at is to empower the people with whom and for which we work. And we have a specific method. We have an approach, which is very simple. It's know, understand, act, because we have as a principle to say that you cannot act on something you don't understand, and you can't understand something you've never heard about so that you don't know. So it's very simple, but this is transversal of all our activities and projects. In practical terms, what do? We create learning situations where the target, the young people we work with, they are put in the position of acting, doing something on subject or problems they may face. And the first step, of course, is to become aware, to understand, and then to let them act on something. Participation and civic engagements are key objectives of the organization, and they are objectives and means of actions. It's not only an objective we target, it's also a way we work with the people. The idea behind is to enable anybody to play an active role in the society on one hand, but on the other hand is to create opportunities to participate in the society. This approach that I have just introduced to you is developed through three working departments. The very first one is the mobility department. Pistes Solidaires has been created 20 years ago, and one of the core activities of the organization is to give opportunity to young people to live a working experience abroad, be they volunteer or interns. We are accredited vet also. But here we talk more about young people, non-formal sector, a youth field, but we're also accredited in the vet sector. Social transition is the second main work department of the organization. What it means behind this is where we create the resources, the educational resources we will be using or we will be creating and make use by other bodies. By instance, we work a lot with schools, we work a lot with vet schools, and with some other adult training providers, to which we propose some new ideas, new ways of working, like using IT technologies, by instance. Then, as I mentioned already, one of the key elements of Pistes Solidaires is to make people closer to the European identity. And this is something which is really transversal of all our actions. What we do in social transition is to work in partnership with partners, be they our closer neighbor in Spain, by instance, or further in the European Union or even over European Union. And there's the same with mobility, where we give young people the chance to experience what it means to be European when living an experience abroad. The action of Pistes Solidaires has been from the beginning very much connected with what is green work, sustainable development, and education for sustainable development. Well, when we started 22 years ago, it was not something that was super common. We were talking at that time on the work on sustainable development or some local activities about their environment. But thanks to the Green Deal, it has become more and more important and understood that there was kind of a need and emergency to start to act. People have become more aware. However, if we look at the youth goals, young people have estimated that sustainable green Europe is a key objective to achieve. Nevertheless, they don't know how to act properly. People are still wondering how and what they can do to take action on something that is far beyond their control. This is a little bit the idea we have had when we first thought about creating a project, European Volunteer for the Environment, where we could match this problem of acting, doing something for the environment, connected to myself. We have said that maybe small acts undertaken by many people would lead to some big impacts. So then why we thought about European volunteers? First of all, because we work a lot with European volunteers. We have a lot of partner organizations in all the European countries. But second, there's also a pedagogical approach behind. It's easier to achieve some changes when you live already an experience that is a change in your daily life. Being abroad, you're more open to new things. You can adapt, you can change effectively, and you're really eager to act differently. So then why not combine European volunteering with European environmental awareness? So this was really the core idea we had when we decided to develop this project, European Volunteer for the Environment, that Magali will introduce you a little bit more in details.
Hi everyone. So yes, indeed, we have decided to apply for a youth project, KA2 strategic partnership, and we are developing it, and it will end by the end of June this year. We are developing it with an organization in Greece and one in Cyprus and one in Italy that you will see after on our website. And I'm just sharing with you the main objectives we are having behind this project. It was about educate young volunteers from the European Solidarity Corps to the fight against climate change, to understand better everything that it covers, but also to equip youth workers and what we call mentors, rather, with knowledge and tools to integrate green activities and green education while they are implementing their own activities or during the tutoring activities. Because we have seen a lot that young people want to act, youth workers want to act, but the how is missing, and to find how it combines all the expectations of and the needs of everyone. And also it was to give concrete examples of actions and attitudes to adopt in the daily life to young people mainly. So as usual, I have applied our method, that is the combination of know, understand, and act. And we have created what we call 100 actually learning boxes. All of them have different topics to explain some things, some behaviors we are having or tools we are using, how they impact and contribute to the climate change. And the idea was just to explain what is happening in some topics. And these boxes include three things, all of them. One is the video, what we call the learning nuggets, because they last 1 minute, 1 minute 30, like vertical format to be spread on the social networks mainly, and to be watched on smartphones for young people, explaining in 1 minute one reality of something impacting climate change. Then it's an infographic to go further, to understand better what is happening. And then we have added a challenge. And this challenge came out because, as Imas just said, we are trying to innovate all the time. And we got this idea to make, okay, how to equip knowledge is good, but action is better. So for all of them, we have imagined a challenge that is in line with the topic that is tackled, and that is something that, like a daily behavior, young people can change within the frame of their volunteering, and that could contribute to make this small act big impact. And while developing these boxes, we said, okay, how to spread the word and how to make people do it. And we also like gamified approach. So we decide to, it changed. To go to active. So that was a play on words, of course, and to make this challenge approach more important. So what we did is to create 3 weeks of competition between European Solidarity Corps volunteers. And how? By developing a mobile application, including partly more than 30 challenges in total, so learning boxes inside the mobile application. And the competition was lasting for 3 weeks. Why? Because we wanted it to end at the 5th of June, which would it's like the World Environmental Day, and we want young people to act. So to motivate them during the competition to be active also on 5th of June and to take the lead and make actions, not only playing the competition. And while playing during the competition, it can inspire them and give them ideas to act. So how do they do that? They access learning boxes and they complete individual challenges. These challenges, they can say, okay, I did it and that's fine, or they need to prove to get extra points. And it was, we will show you just after how it works. What we have achieved in 2023, to be honest, we had like this last minute idea. We wanted to launch it and we launched it like on the Day of Europe last year, 9th of May until 5th of June. And in 2 weeks, we started the communication, and during the competition, we managed to involve more than 160 participants on the competition. And in total, it was 572 completed challenges. And to involve people, but also to publish weekly leaderboards to motivate young people to win. We created an Instagram account. The name is Active, and we got almost 8,000 views during just the length of the competition. And we got some positive feedback because we contacted young people to see if the idea was good or not. And we got really, really, really positive feedback. That's why we will keep on doing that. And among these players, dozens of them did something for the 5th of June, which was great. So we had many different things. That was like maybe a vegan cooking book of recipes. It was organizing a zero waste picnic, making like cleaning a beach with young refugees, and so on and so on. We got a lot of things. So we think that talking is good, but the best would be to show you a little bit how it looks like. So I will go to the website and to share with you the game. And oh, sorry. Okay. So here, can you see my screen now, the website? Okay, yeah. So the website is the website of the project, Erasmus Plus project that you know, and inside we have all this that we have mentioned. So this is like the landing page with the countdown for the next competition of this year. And just to show you a little bit, here are the partner, in the Discover page, we will show you a little bit the video, the teaser of the competition. Logically, I have activated the sound so that you can see the teaser of the competition we developed last year, and that will be used also. So I show you that.
So unfortunately, I don't think we have sound, but
yeah, we don't have
the subtitles.
You don't have the sound?
No, we have the subtitles, I think.
Because I clicked on share the sound. You know this, I never.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how.
I can try to do it just differently.
Yeah, if you have a solution.
I'm trying again, and
the industrialization and pollution.
Yeah, that's good.
No one is individually responsible, and yet we must acknowledge that global warming is a reality. In Europe, the challenge of fighting climate change is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from 11 to 2 tons per capita per year. These are the objectives of the European Union's Green Deal. Success can only be achieved if everyone contributes collectively. As European volunteers, you understand this well. You do not wish to remain passive in the face of these climate and social challenges. Thanks to the European Solidarity Corps, you are committed to a more united European society. We choose to stand by your side in your commitment. With European Volunteers for the Environment, we invite you to become change makers in the field of climate and environmental transition. How? By joining us in the challenge of adopting a daily routine and a more responsible and sustainable lifestyle for our planet. Small acts, big impacts. Join us. Let's be active.
So you see the teaser of this competition to motivate young people to join. And as I said before, you can see here the team that is behind the project with this KA2 strategic partnership. So Pistes Solidaires, and then we have Replay Network in Italy, Hub Nicosia in Cyprus, and Solidarity Trucks in Greece. So these is the team behind this. And I will show you the mobile app that we created. So it's the version of 2023. It will be refreshed and improved this year, but you see it's the mobile app version that you can see, and all the learning boxes that we have selected to be in the competitions are in different categories. So as you see, we have tried to tackle this topic of climate change like 360 degrees to see how much it's complex also, and how much like food is polluting, but also tech and digital, lifestyle, and so on and so on. So we have done a lot. So it's tech and digital, biodiversity, food, lifestyle, energy, waste and cleaning, but also initiatives, and especially European initiatives, also what the European Union is doing in that, with the Green Deal and all the policies that it is undertaking. So I will show you this, for example, waste and cleaning. And you see here, the young people, they can see how many points they can get if they complete a challenge. And they can decide the topics they want to do, and that's it. So then let's take this one, for example, single-use packaging. So we all know it's not good, but what does it mean? So I will show you a little bit this. And you see again this know, understand, and act approach we are having. And this is the video. So logically now it should work also.
Single-use packaging has become a big part of our daily lives. To understand its popularity, we need to understand where it comes from. Before single-use plastics, many products were packaged in glass or metal containers, which were heavier, more expensive, and more fragile. Single-use plastics appears as the solution. Plastic bags and bottles are lightweight, durable, and inexpensive to produce. In the 70s, the fast food industry began to expand rapidly, and single-use packaging played a major role in this growth. But in recent years, we realized that the convenience of single-use packaging comes at a cost. According to the European Environment Agency, around 30% of plastic packaging in Europe is only used once and then discarded to finally end up in our landfills or our oceans. This waste represents 37% of all plastic waste generated in the EU, according to the European Commission. Today, big companies have started to take measures to go sustainable. Choosing reusable can make a big difference for our environment.
So you see, in 1 minute, we just explained the topic. We are not saying like, oh, never use single-use plastic and so on. It's really, really explaining the reality that is behind. And if the persons are interested in it, they can click on the understand. And it's a principle of infographic to go further, to get more time also to understand before acting. And if they want to act, they just click here, and here you see again these 2 points: the time it requires, the difficulty of the challenge, because the more difficult they are, the more points they give. So here it's, for example, to stop using, to encourage people just to have this, to refill the bottle, or to go with this own packaging to a shop and to use bottles and bottles. And it's up to the young person to say, okay, I completed the challenge, and well done, you got 2 points. And the challenge, you see, is completed. So if they come back during the competition, they can see what is missing or not. So here is really the way we are doing it, and how we did it last year. So now let's focus, maybe because the spirit and the philosophy is the same for last year and for this year. So I suggest that, Mathieu, maybe you can talk a little bit of what is coming this year.
Yes, maybe one element to add to what you've just said about the game of last year is, well, there's nothing to win. You play, you compete with some other volunteers, but you have nothing to win, just the pleasure of playing something. And at the beginning, we were kind of wondering whether young people would be interested in, I mean, it's a 3 weeks game, you know, maybe it's too long, maybe they will not be motivated. And surprisingly, days after days, there were more and more to join and to play. And once we had a crash on the app, So we lost a little bit, the leaderboard where you have all the points where they could see if they are like top 5 or behind, etc. So we just asked them, hey guys, sorry, but the challenges you completed the day before were lost. Can you just give us your point? And they all replied. They all sent us, I was like 38, I was 42, etc., etc. That means what? That means that they were really committed in the game, that they were checking a little bit what's happening around, and they were waiting to know where they are on the list, and they were super happy to play it. So it's a playful and joyful game, and it was kind of, yes, to us it's a good element for the evaluation and knowing whether it's worth spending time on that and it's worth doing it again or not. So since it went very well, we said, okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again, because after a try, we can make it a little bit more attractive. We can bring in more people. We can widen a little bit the audience. And we would like to have it maybe like a yearly rendezvous for volunteers, but also for people, like any kind of people living mobility abroad. For the reason I've already explained, when you're abroad, etc., you're more open to changes. So this year, it will be, and I'm super happy to be here today and to present a little bit what we do, because we may need some support and maybe you could help us a little bit. Next year, we start again. It's going to be the second edition, and it will start the 30th of May, and it will end the 5th of June, always the same day. It will be always the 5th of June that we stop. I know it's combined with the European election, but it's just by accident. It will be based on 30 challenges to be completed. You can do as much as you can, as much as you want. And cool, no problem. There's always some technical issues here and there, even if we're used to that now. But anyway, so just to connect a little bit to what I was saying before we were interrupted. 2024, we're going to expand the game. We want to target more people. We want to target more organization. We want to make this active initiative more known, and we want to make it even better. It was already really good, but now we can make it a little bit better. How will we do this? First, we target the double of participants, like 300, but honestly, we would like to have more, but let's have a reachable objective first. It's going to be only the second year. We hope that 150 actions will be turned into concrete actions by young people for the 5th of June, and this particular day. And to do that, we will be helped a little bit by some additional features we have added in our website. The first one is we have added a learning corner for tutors to be more involved in helping volunteers and people in mobility abroad to take part in the competition, to give some extra support, some additional resources. And this corner is being built at the moment and is not fully finished. This is where they could access the learning boxes, of course, because it's material that is free of use, and they may use it with their people, but also they will be given some example of activities, some full day already prepared, and some more content, so that they will be more active. They will take the ownership on what we are saying, and they can support more effectively the volunteers. Cool, no problem. There's always some technical issues here and there, even if we're used to that now. But anyway, so just to connect a little bit to what I was saying before we were interrupted. 2024, we're going to expand the game. We want to target more people. We want to target more organization. We want to make this active initiative more known, and we want to make it even better. It was already really good, but now we can make it a little bit better. How will we do this? First, we target the double of participants, like 300, but honestly, we would like to have more, but let's have a reachable objective first. It's going to be only the second year. We hope that 150 actions will be turned into concrete actions by young people for the 5th of June, this particular day. And to do that, we will be helped a little bit by some additional features we have added in our website. The first one is we have added a learning corner for tutors to be more involved in helping volunteers and people on mobility abroad to take part in the competition, to give some extra support, some additional resources. And this corner is being built at the moment and is not fully finished. This is where they could access the learning boxes, of course, because it's material that is free of use, and they may use it with their people. But also they will be given some example of activities, some full day already prepared, and some more content, so that they will be more active. They will take the ownership on what we are saying, and they can support more effectively the volunteers. What we are showing you on the screen, and what I was saying just before we were again interrupted, is that we have developed some new features in the on the website. So dedicated spaces for organization where they could access educational content, a press kit, so that they can promote the campaign, and also for the volunteers, a space where they can pre-register to participate to the contest. In the learning corner, as it is shown on the screen at the moment, you can click and have access to all the boxes that were presented this morning, and coming soon, all the additional resources that we are developing and that will be uploaded into the website by March. Our objective is to have everything ready by the end of March, because in April we start the communication for the second year of the active. Magali, I believe you're back because maybe you can now. The second element that we have added is that we have proposed our network. We are luckily supported by the EACA. We have a framework partnership agreement in the youth field. So we have a network, LEMON network. LEMON stands for Learning Mobility Network. And we have invited all the members of the networks to join the active campaign. And they have agreed on being so-called EVE contact point in their countries. So I would invite you as NA maybe to check, to click, to connect on the website and to click who are your potential contact point in the countries. But you could maybe rely on them to help a little bit, distribute the information, spread the word about this initiative that I believe would benefit to be a lot, and to be promoted by you and by as many organizations as possible. Indeed, you can help us. We also think that we can be stronger together. So we think that, and we would love to have you a little bit on board in helping us to communicate about the initiative if you find it suitable. And I have listed some reason why you could do this. First of all, because I believe that we all need to do something and to act concretely for the Green Deal. That is not as its best form at the moment, but also against the climate change. Because this initiative is targeting young people, and young people in mobility that we all do, you as national agency and us as an organization acting with the program. Because you can reach more people and organizations that we can do. So we could reach much more bodies that could be interested in joining and playing the game with us. Because it's easy. It's an easy action to propose. So there's no particular reason why saying no, because it's too tiring, consuming, or it takes too much energy. No, it's easy. It's just to spread the word, and it's easy to play because there's nothing compulsory for the young people. There's nothing binding for the organization, and it's cool. Let's say it. It's cool. It's a cool action. it's sustainable. We don't do it because it's a project. We do it because we believe in it. So we started, it wasn't planned in the project we submitted, and we developed it. And we're doing it again this year, and we will do it again next year for sure, and then the year after, and hopefully it will keep on growing and having more and more participating organization. Also, it's quite cool because it's really a concrete opportunity to connect people that are abroad, volunteers together, like volunteers from Slovakia being in Portugal, or Slovenia being in Finland, or they can connect, and it strengthens a little bit their sense of belonging to the European Union. So again, as we said, it's also a key element in the organization, but I do believe this is the same for the national agency. I would say also it's a promising initiative because that could also, it's a promising initiative that could also be used in different settings, different formats. So there's a lot that can be done up, standing up these active initiatives. This is why you could help us, and how you could help us is very simple. Pass the information, of course, to organizations. It can be to organizations that do host or send volunteers for the ones that are connected to youth field in the national agencies, but it can be also for some other people and their mobilities, like vets attending an internship abroad, or students being in Erasmus in another country. So there's a lot of people at the moment that are abroad that are in the same situation of any kind of volunteers, and that can be very motivated by playing this kind of game because they are of the same age. You can ask the teams that you have in the national agency /youth. You may have some teams in charge of on-arrival training, midterm training, or additional training for volunteers or organizations to inform and to promote about this activity. Of course, if you might find it suitable, it could be fantastic if you could share the information thanks to your website and your social networks. And of course, you can then subscribe to our social networks account on Instagram and see what's going on. And being connected to this Instagram account, you could forward a little bit what is published. It's going to be easier. And last but not least, you can also register and take part to the competition. It's for young people, but not only for young people. So just please enjoy and play with us. To support you in helping us, we have prepared some material that is for you, that is for the contact points that we have seen on the screen just previously. So we have this dedicated website which offers the possibility to subscribe, to pre-register, so that you will receive all the information with the app, etc., to download and when it will start, but you will not be overwhelmed by emails. We have created a guide for mentors, so it explains in details what is going to be achieved, how it can be played, and how you can use also all the resources on the platform. We have the videos that Magali showed us just before. We find it quite high quality, and we will reuse it. We are preparing, we have some example, we are preparing some posts that people could reuse and put their logo. I don't know whether you have noticed this, but to me it is an important point, is that this active initiative is not branded by any organization. It's not written Pistes Solidaires, it's not written Replay in Italy, or Solidarity Tracks, or Hub Nicosia, or no organization. We're just talking about the initiative itself. It's not a matter of publicity for organization. So we are totally open to give posts, to give support for helping the communication, where people, if it's needed for them, could add their own logos. So this is something totally open. And of course, we have also designed some posters that can be downloaded from the website, print and display wherever we want, so that it can be put in places where young people, volunteers, or people under mobility could have access to the information. I think this is a bit what we could ask you, if you could help us. You have our contact, of course. Magali is showing. Remind you where is the website, volunteersforenvironment.eu, and our email addresses. And we will be happy to listen to your comments, your questions, whatever. And yeah, if you have any.
Yes. So we had a few questions, unfortunately, in the last section of this webinar. Someone was asking, is the app available in other languages than in English?
So far, no, actually, that it's only English. Why? Because our main target group were European Solidarity Corps volunteers. So it made sense to use it in English, since they are, even if they are not fluent, they can at least understand. So, and as you saw, this is a huge work to develop like 100 videos and so on. So we really kept focused on doing it in English.
Okay. And we had another question, or a few questions that I brought together. What is the name of the app? Is it available on iOS too? And I guess the question is as well, can I download it today?
Okay, so actually the name of the app is Act Eve. That was because we have this for the whole campaign, and actually it's also available for anything, because just to tell you the story, we developed it like internally, like it's a do-it-yourself app, and then we decided to move to a web app. And actually more and more applications right now are being developed under the form of a web app. So it can be installed in any device, no matter of compatibility, whatever. It works perfectly everywhere. The edition 2023 is still online, as I show you, but you can't really, you can't download it. You need to have the link. We could share with you, like as a green contact points, the edition of 2023, but knowing that it's, let's say, the old version, because now we are going to use the 2024 version with new contents and so on. But at least if you want to have a look at it, there is no problem so far.
Okay. And so again, feel free to ask any question in the chat if you have anything that you want to ask, or anything that you want to add, or experience that you want to share. Maybe I had a question, Magali and Mathieu, can you give us briefly the dates, the important dates, the calendar? Because as you said, it's not available right now. It's going to happen around the European election. So what are the important dates that we need to keep in mind?
So the most important is the launching of the competition, that will be May 13th. And that will end on June the 5th, where we expect young volunteers to act and to make their actions visible. And we will start the communication about, I think, in 2 weeks or something. We didn't have like an exact date, Mathieu, if I'm not wrong. But we will start really soon to involve people and to pre-register, which is possible on the website.
Yes, ideally, and we will be ready. We would like to wait some more days before we can upload on the website the last part for the mentors that we are still fine-tuning at the moment. So, and we have a TPM next week in Greece with our partners to finish all that. So mid-March, it will be put on the website, and starting with spring, so 21st of March, we will start communicating about the coming soon competition, and send all the material to our contact point, and why not to you guys if you are interested in receiving it.
There is a question from Vanessa on the chat. So of course, and we would be more than happy if you spread the word to ESC organization in Germany. The materials that is available, I can show it on the website. If you go to the Join Us page, it's what we called like the press kit part, with all the posters and so on that you can already share with the organizations. And here you could ask to have a specific access, but please mention you are the green contact point, so that we can give you access to the learning corner, knowing it's not public. So if you don't mention that you are from the NA, we will not grant the access, because we want to then disseminate finished result, but we are okay so that you can take ownership and talk better when you go. And looking for ESC, for a contact point in Germany, yes, actually we have no organization from Germany in our federation. So if you have some ideas or organizations who are motivated to join, it's with great pleasure.
Okay, so maybe we'll do the connection as well. I send an email after this with the video of this webinar and, like, as I said, material, as Magali mentioned, all the things that you can get on the website, and obviously contact informations if you want to become the contact point. Okay, do we have any more questions? I don't think so. Last chance for everybody. Obviously, if you have any more questions or if you think about questions, the website is there for you to contact Pistes Solidaires and try to integrate the project in your activities. Okay, I think we're good. I think no one has any more questions. So thank you so much, Mathieu and Magali, for joining us. Thank you so much for being patient through our little technical issues. Thank you to all of you for connecting again and finishing this webinar. If that's okay for everybody, then we'll end there. We're a bit late, but again, we had some technical issues.